Okay, so the first sentence, if we compare it to the second sentence, as we already said, it gives us, the first sentence doesn't give us more details, doesn't identify what are those positive results. This means that the writer doesn't put an outline in his what? Doesn't put an outline in his thesis sentence. ما انطانا outline. يعني ما انطانا more specific ideas to be discussed directly in the body paragraphs. لكن إذا نشوف the second one, the second sentence, if you look at it, when the writer says, particularly in improved learner self-confidence and decrease the classroom discrimination. This means that the writer has an outline beforehand. يعني هو يعني عنده فكرة مسبقة. يعني he has a clear outline. So there is no need to think about those positive results and how many body paragraphs he has to write. طبعا إذا شفنا improved learner self-confidence and يعني 2 points, 2 more specific points, 2 subtopics. Since the writer has 2 subtopics, so this tells us what? Students, this tells us what? If we have 2 subtopics in the thesis statement,
repeat it again.
Tells us what?
Sorry, doctor.
Yes, please.
I didn't hear it. If you can repeat it again.
If we, for example, if we find that the writer has 2 subtopics, this means what?
Second sentences.
Raise your hand,
I think
please. Raise your hand, please. Yes, Dua.
That means we are in the second sentences.
Sorry?
That means we are in the second sentences.
Means that we
That
are
what you mean?
I didn't understand your point. We are in the second sentence. What do you mean by this?
Second sentence is what we are talking about it because it's have a subtopic and it's clearer.
Yes,
yeah, and that's what
it's clearer. Yeah, and more identified. There's an outline. Yeah. But my question is not that. My question, if we have subtopics and if we have an outline already written by the writer, already written by you as a writer, this means what for our essay? Isra, before lowering down your Isra, yes.
I didn't get the question well before, but I think if we got 2 subtopics, you mean 2 different ideas related to the topic? Is that
2 different ideas related to the topic? احنا عندنا إسراء هيثم وعندنا إسراء عامر مو مساء؟
Yes, I'm Isra Haytham.
Okay. Isra Haytham, no, it doesn't mean that we have 2 different ideas, because everything written in the essay should be related to the what? To the main topic, should be related to the to the thesis statement. Sorry.
Yes.
دعاء قاطع.
Can it mean that we have many things to write about it?
What does this mean?
The paragraph will be longer?
Not exactly.
Excuse me, doctor. If you can repeat it again, your question with the yes, because I think نحن ما بدنا نفهم زين.
Okay. My question was, here we have 2 samples for 2 thesis statements. The first one shorter than the second. The first one works as a good thesis statement, as a good thesis sentence. The second one is better for writers and is better for readers. Why? Because it has more specific details about the topic. Instead of, for example, having the main idea without details, here in the second sentence, we have subtopics for our topic. Yani we have additional ideas, we have additional outline, we have an outline for our topic. Two specific points mentioned, two specific positive results, instead of saying positive results. So the writer in the second example writes and identifies the kind of positive results. So of course this is better for writers and better for readers. And we said, we explained something about why it is better, because it gives us more information about the topic, because here we have subtopics. But again, another question, or another way of the question: how does this benefit us? How does this help us in writing our essay? بعد صار واضح جدا السؤال. Yes, Saman?
I think it will help us by mentioning this positive result, to mention it and discuss it in the supporting paragraph.
Yeah, what do you mean by this? If you can clarify it better.
So in the second sentence, we mention the positive result, but not in detail.
No, this is the first sentence. Yeah, we specify the kind of positive results.
No, I'm talking about the second sentence when he
Yes,
said particularly in improved learning self-confidence. He mentioned the positive result in this way, because this positive result improved learning self-confidence. So
okay, I got that. I got that.
Yeah.
But what does this mean for you as a writer?
I think it means it will help me to write about it in the supporting paragraph, in the body paragraph.
Okay, thank you. That's right. Yani can you, students, can you explain it better, or with giving more details, or giving some of the terms that we used already? This means that we are going to know how many body paragraphs we are required to write easily. Yani if we have two subtopics, this means that we need to write 2 body paragraphs. If we have, for example, 3 subtopics, this means that we need to write 3 body paragraphs. If we have 4 subtopics, this means that we have to write 4 body paragraphs. But if we don't have any subtopics, this means what? This is another question. Yes, Adyan? Saman?
دعاء.
Sorry, that means that we will write in a general idea or general essay that contain a beginning and the body, which in which we'll speak a general sentences only, and then the end of the essay. That means there is no specified or specific sentences on it.
Okay, thank you very much. Dua?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Um, when I forget the question. Sorry.
Yeah.
Um,
I repeated many times.
لأن بدنا
Um,
نتعمق هواي بالشرح.
okay.
Yes.
I said when we have two
Uh,
subtopics, this means that we have what? We have two body paragraphs. When we have three subtopics, we have three body paragraphs.
okay,
Because
ذكرت.
our subtopics identify how many paragraphs do we have, or do we need to express, do we need to support our main idea. So knowing how many subtopics or writing the subtopics is very much important for us as writers to identify from the very beginning of our writing how many body paragraphs to write. But
Yes.
when we don't have subtopics, what does this mean?
That means the openness is open to research and writing, and we can uh, thinking about many things and
Okay.
writing more than uh, the second thing that we told that we talking about it, because the second thing we do not need to search for other points. That's
Okay.
because it's subtopics
Okay, thank you very much. This means that is open
specific.
to us, that is not specific for us. This
Yes.
means if we have, for example, if we have a thesis statement without subtopics, this means that the writer has the choice to write two body paragraphs, three body paragraphs, four body paragraphs, one body paragraph. It depends on how much he knows about the topic.
Yes.
How much he's so clear about what he is going to write. And that's why we said to have an outline, to have subtopics is better than don't having sorry, it's better than not having a subtopics.
Yes, and the
Because
first is
when we have subtopics, this means that we our ideas are very clear, our ideas are
yes,
classified, our ideas are identified for us to write in the body paragraphs.
yes. But in
زين.
the first one, it's open filed, and it's maybe it's not have a end.
No, everything has an end, but it's open
Yeah,
for us. How
yeah,
many ideas, for example, sometimes writers try to write an open thesis sentence when, for example, saying, I bought this kind of car for several reasons. When I say I bought this mobile phone for several reasons, يعني I leave it, يعني my thesis statement is left open, يعني أتركتها مفتوحة. يعني what are those several reasons? What are those several reasons? I'm going to explain about this thesis statement. I'm going to mention maybe two, maybe three, maybe four body paragraphs, maybe one body paragraph. It depends on how much I know about my, sorry, it's not one because I said several, so at least two body paragraphs. زين. This means that it is open to the writer and his brainstorming. يعني still the writer is brainstorming his mind, his ideas. يعني a writer is not definite about his ideas, about what related ideas he is going to write. يعني ما محدد المعالم او ما محدد السب توبكس اللي راح يتكلمها عن من راح يتكلمها عن الموضوع، عن هذه الثيسس سنتنس، بعده ما محدد. فهذا شنو يعني it's open for our brainstorming. ممكن اكتب two ideas، ممكن اكتب three ideas، يعني قصدي two body paragraph, three body paragraph. Let's take the second example. Let's take the second example.
Excuse me, doctor.
Young people in my yes please.
طفت الكهرباء رسم وطلعت ورجعت دخلت.
ماكو اشكال، اي طالب يدخل يطلع يعني يصير عنده اشكال بالنت ماكو فد
معلش انتوا
مشكله.
بس تتحدثوا معي عشان I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
So
sorry.
the second example, young people in my culture have less freedom than young people in the United States. This sentence works as a good thesis sentence. Why? Simply because it has an idea, a main idea. It has a claim. It has a position. The writer believes that young people in my culture, in his culture يعني, or her culture, have less freedom than young people in the United States. But he or she doesn't tell us how, why, and what are those things. You know, what are those, for example, related ideas to the freedom. يعني what specific types of freedom. Okay. فما وضح لنا الرايتر هنا. هذا لا يعني انه هذه sentence doesn't work as a good thesis sentence. No, it's a good thesis sentence. But if you look at the other example on the other side, at the bottom, okay, young people in my culture have less freedom than young people in the United States in the choice of where they live, either one. Second, whom they marry. And third, what their job is. So how many body paragraphs do we need to write for this essay, for this thesis? How many body paragraphs? Yes, Saman?
Three
Three.
paragraphs.
Why? Why?
Because we have three subtopics.
That's it. هذا هذا اللي طلعنا به بهاي المحاضرة. هاي النتيجة. الفرق بين الثيسس sentence that doesn't have subtopics والثيسس sentence اللي يعني has subtopics. For example, if we have two subtopics, so we should write two body paragraphs. If we have three, we should write three body paragraphs. If we don't, we are free to write two, one maybe, three, four. But if you say, for example, for several reasons, so at least you have two. When you say, for example, for many reasons, at least you have two or three or four. It depends. And that's it for today. تحضيركم للمحاضرة المقبلة إن شاء الله. حل التمارين مال الشابتر كله. تمارين الشابتر كلها تحلوها. يعني أنا أجي بعد ماكو داعي أشرح. هذا انتهى يعني الشرح خلصنا من عنده. يعني أنا أتمنى أنه كل الطلبة يعني افتهموا المطلوب الآن. وخاصة فيما يخص الثيسس سنتنس والانتروداكتوري باراجراف. ومطالبين إن شاء الله بقراءة بقية الشابتر. وإن شاء الله يعني راح نسأل عن الامتحانات وكيفية يعني الامتحانات ويمتى تصير الامتحانات حتى أبدأ أمتحنكم وأسوي لكم كويزز. لأنه ما جاي تقرون يا طلابنا الأعزاء. يلا إن شاء الله نشوفكم بالخير. وبقية الشابتر تحضير. وأسألكم احتمال بالأسماء بدون ما أشرح أي شيء. أسألكم عن الشابتر كله. أوكي، ممكن أسوي كويز. لأنه هكذا يعني أفتهم منو اللي كان يشارك، منو اللي يشارك ويفتهم، منو اللي لحد الآن ما أدري، يمكن بس يدخل ويروح ينام. أوكي، على الرغم أنه الأسماء كلها موجودة، لكن المشاركات يعني سواء كنت موجود أو غير موجود، إذا ما شارك أنا أعتبرك ما موجود. وماكو واحد رفع ايده وما قلت له يعني يشارك ابدا. ماكو واحد رفع ايده وما سمحت له يشارك. اذا باكر عقبه لا تحاسبني تقول لي انا مثلا كنت اشارك. والتسجيلات كلها موجوده. حياكم الله. تحضير الشابتر كله الى نهايه الشابتر مطلوب من كل طالب من عندكم. اجي اسال احتمال اسوي لكم امتحان مفاجئ. اسال 1 by 1. يلا نشوفكم بالخير في امان الله. أرجو المغادرة بشكل سريع، لأنه إذا ما تغادرون، أكو طلاب طبعا ما يغادرون. ليش؟ لأن أصلا ما موجودين، فأنا أسوي لهم مغادرة.
تمام دكتور، جزيل الشكر.
أوكي، حياكم الله.